Kia ora, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Untidy. We've got Matty on the ground here. Matty on the ground, where are you reporting in from today?
Crossing live from literally on the floor. So, little backstory. Hello, I'm Matilda Green, and what we're doing at the moment is renovating, we have been renovating for about 6 months, but now we're at the crunch time because we've got a photo shoot for Your Home and Garden tomorrow. And look, today we had new carpet installed. So we moved all the items into the middle of the house. Now we have to move it back and clean it and style it, Bean. And I'm not coping.
Matty, this is the worst. As if the renovations in general don't give you a damn good hard squeeze. We're at the bottleneck now.
We're at the bottleneck, and will we make it through? I just don't know. Bean. But as you can see, we're totally done. We've just painted only the skirting boards in our bedroom.
Does that need to be done by tomorrow?
It did, but we are going to have to do 2 shoots because we just aren't there. We're just not there. And so we've still got heaps that we need to do that that we haven't finished. So I've had like 4 blood noses in a week because I've had a virus. So it's just been a complete
perfect.
Yeah.
What an absolute cluster. I've been a little under the weather. And you know when a bug comes into the house and then suddenly everyone's looking at everyone else being like, who brought this into the house? And I was so offended because I don't normally succumb to, it's a head cold. Look, I'll probably pull through. Don't worry. Don't send cards. I'm going to be okay.
Okay. You're surviving.
I will. Although I have made a meal of moaning about it because I'm like, listen, if I would like to elicit some sympathy out of someone if we can,
What's the point of being sick if we can't get a little bit of sympathy in our lives? If someone is just going to say, hey, go have a lie down. Sounds like you need it.
You know what? Put your feet up. Why don't you go put your feet up. I'll sort this out. But I mean, to be fair, my dear friend, shout out Kylie, she actually did have a cooked dinner for me on the weekend and it was just when I needed it.
You and Kylie are bloody good at looking after each other, aren't you?
Yeah, we're really good at looking out for each other. Sometimes we're not that good at telling the other person when we need support.
Yeah.
Even though the other person would be there just as soon as they can. You've got to have that person that you can ask and that will turn up for you. You know, you've got to have that friend that you can do that for. And I'm like, I want to do this. I want to be this person for you. So tell me, okay? So bless her, dropped around some Spanish chicken and some ginger pumpkin soup.
Spanish chicken and ginger pumpkin soup. Oh, what a combo as well. Both quite warming and delicious.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely.
Which is what you want of a cold winter's night.
Yes, you absolutely do. Another thing that we actually did was I had a lot on, well, not a lot on the weekend, but things on every night, school things on every night. But one thing, Matty, that we did that I think you would have loved was, what's your favourite musical?
Probably Wicked. Not Phantom of the Opera. 100% Phantom of the Opera.
Well, we didn't see that, but we saw my favourite musical, which was Les Miserables, and it was put on by Christ College and St Margaret's College in Christchurch, and honestly, it blew.
God, I would have loved it.
Oh, Matty, I cried on several occasions. Really gets me, that one. I've seen it so many times.
It's so moving and so beautiful.
It covers the whole gamut of drama. Everything, they really pack it into that story and that show. But I would say that I forgot these were students on stage. Like,
so talented.
They were so good. And it is, a lot of those songs are complicated. They are hard. And like, I've seen this production put on in many places, including London, like many, many places, many times. This was probably one of my favorites. Like, It was so moving. They were so good. And I was just like, these guys have absolutely nailed it. It was unbelievable. And I was
A-class.
A-class. I was so impressed. And do you know what I did, Maddie? I booked tickets for the final night. So it was Saturday night because I like to see the cast on the final night. And they got a standing ovation. And I just love to see the lips wobble, because like when you finish a production like that, it's such a big deal. And everyone's just like, ah.
Oh, and I reckon the last one is also the best because it's almost like there's nothing left to lose. And sometimes they almost, like, you kind of get these interesting moments because they're a bit more like relaxed and they're giving it their last one and they're leaving it all on the table. And then, yeah, you're right. At the end, there's this beautiful moment of just like, oh my God, we did that. That's so cool.
Yeah. So that was really special. That was really cool. And I just wanted to take the kids because I wanted them to see what's possible.
Yeah.
Like Alex is quite into speech and drama and Frankie wants to be part of a production. She hasn't decided what part yet, but she wants to be part of a production. And I just wanted them to see, like, you could be part of something like this.
Like that level could be you guys.
It could, yeah.
That's so cool.
So got a coughing fit halfway through. But you know what? It's okay. One thing I will say, Maddie, is I quite like cough mixture, like cough medicine.
Don't be huffing it. Don't be huffing it.
I'm not. I don't think I'm overdoing it. I should probably read the bottle. But, sometimes I pick up that Robitussin and I'm like, oh, lovely vintage. You know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I just kind of forget about it. Cough medicine. It just feels like such a toddler thing. You know what I mean? Like as an adult, I'm like, I'll just cough. You know what? And when I have actually done something to my shoulder muscle, I think from having coughing fits, and like it's a lot better today. But yesterday I was like this classic, like, I've put my neck out. And then I was wondering, like, what do? Do I have to go to like an osteo or a chiro or something? And then it is better today. It's just a muscular thing. But kids are like, Mum, and I'd be like, come on. I'm almost there. Just turning around. Give me a minute. I'm almost turning around. It was horrible.
Oh, Maddie, down again. Sorry, I've got dog interruptions as well. This is really one of those episodes.
Who have you got now?
I've got Alfie and Lottie, the Staffy Bull Terrier and the English Bull Terrier, who are going to be my long stays until October. So they are well and truly part of the whānau over here.
Alfie and Lottie, cute names.
So they are divine, but they are Velcro. Well, Alfie is a Velcro dog, and he just wants to. If he could crawl inside my skin, he would.
Yeah, right. One of those.
Yes, one of those. So he's just like, So he's right here next to me.
So you're huffing cough medicine, and I just am like, do you know what? I'll just get through it. Does it actually help?
I don't know, but I remembered it last night. When at night it sometimes is worse, and I'm like, I just don't want to be dealing with coughing. And I'm like, wait a second. If the kids were sick, I would give them something for it. Maybe I should give myself something for it. I know I've got a full pharmacy somewhere in a cupboard. And I was like,
siphon a bit of that shit off.
Don't mind if I do. And you know what? I don't know if it's helping, but I'm taking it anyway.
Yeah, totally. It's like Pamol. I still, like, every time I whiff a bit of Pamol, I'm like, oh, it smells so good.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
That fake strawberry smell.
Love it.
Oh, can't beat it. You cannot beat it.
Well, speaking of having very sophisticated palates, we had a wonderful email. We've had some great listener correspondence, and we thank you for that in response to the wine story that I shared, when we felt like absolute idiots for not enjoying the wine, which was in fact actually quite gross.
Yes.
And this listener says, hi ladies, I've just listened to your Bob Jobs episode. Loved it, by the way. Your story about the bad wine instantly took me back to a recent experience my hubby and I had in China last month. Over there, the main drink available at every meal is beer, quite often warm beer. Anyway, my hubby really wanted wine for a change. We hadn't found anywhere that stocked wine, so we were on the lookout. We asked at our hotel bar, and we were so pleased to hear they did have a red wine available. Exciting. So the waiter came and gave hubby a taster in the bottom of the glass, as they do. He took one sniff and didn't want to go any further. Being polite, he did taste it and wished he hadn't. He said it tasted like turpentine and had very obviously been open for a very, very long time. It was completely undrinkable. Oh,
turpentine.
Oh,
and you don't want a glass of turpentine. You really
don't. You want it. You'd prefer a glass of Robitussin. I tell you.
Oh, you would.
You would.
I'd take a glass of Pamol or Robitussin over a glass of turpentine for sure.
100%. outcome's definitely going to be better. Anyway, she says he doesn't usually complain about things, but literally couldn't drink it. So he said, "Oh, no, thank you," and used hand gestures to try and get his point across as they spoke no English. The waiter took the wine away and came back with a beer. All was good until my hubby looked up and saw the waiter pouring his glass of wine that he had drank from back into the bottle.
No.
We were horrified. Gross.
Oh.
I wonder how many people have sent the wine back only for it to be poured back into the bottle. Needless to say, we didn't have wine again during that trip to China.
Oh my God. Imagine seeing that. That'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's got alcohol in it. I mean, to be fair, it does have alcohol in it. So maybe would that kill the bacteria? It's not really done though, is it? It's
I don't
not
know.
Really done
at
a hospitality establishment.
It's not done. And I don't think that they've noted backwash in the tasting notes for that one.
No.
Elements of blackberry and backwash.
Oh, God. And it would always be in the back of your mind, like, had someone else already drunk from that wine that I just had?
Well, yeah, I just don't think this is the first. That's not the first time that's been done.
No, because they were so nonchalant about it.
Sometimes, they did it in full view.
Yeah. Oh, yuck. That's foul. That is seriously foul.
Sometimes things are better not to know, aren't they?
But things that are good to know.
Go on.
What a segue.
Look at us with our segues.
What a segue. We had a wonderful listener who has... Sorry, I just went to open my Instagram to find the message from said listener, and it just came up with my comments, and it was a comment on a Your Home and Garden post, and it said, "Looks beautiful, meaning this nicely. From Matilda's pictures and stories, I certainly didn't expect an exterior like this." Meaning this nicely. Good God.
What a backhanded compliment.
What a backhanded. I certainly didn't expect an exterior like this. Yeah. Interesting, eh?
I wonder what they expected.
What would they have expected? Who knows? Anyway, so somebody messaged me saying that she has had some CarPlay issues because we spoke about how cars, it's a real design flaw when your phone connects instantly to CarPlay, and you might have been listening to something a bit dodgy. You might have been listening to us talking about shitting ourselves. You may be listening to a true crime podcast or a sexy audiobook. Whatever your proclivities are. She has somewhat of a solution.
Go on.
Hi, how you doing? I know this is a couple of podcasts ago. I'm just driving and it reminded me to let you know this. The whole CarPlay playing your questionable podcasts when you get back in the car with co-worker or a child. That happened to me way too many times. I'd be listening to something and they'd be talking about God knows what, dildos, fanny waxing, all sorts of stuff. You know, the kind of stuff we talk about. Anyway, and then I'd go, hey, who wants lunch? I'll drive. And then we'd go for lunch at work and I'd drive around the corner to the tuck shop and then we'd get back in the car and straight away it would like barb up. And I was like, how do I stop it from doing this? So now I like straight away, if that happens and I've forgotten to do this next bit, I just press radio like straight away. It's like the quickest thing. You can't press pause or anything like quick enough, like radio button. But now what I do before I turn the car off, I just go whack and I whack the radio button, because then when you get back in the car, it's going to be on the radio as soon as you get in, and then that's like, yeah. So yeah, that was my tip, because it is a real pain, and I don't know if anybody else had mentioned that. So that's for you. Just on my own podcast for you. Okay, bye.
So there you go. So whack the radio button before you get out of the car, or quickly whack it when you get in the car.
Yeah. That's a good tip. That I do this because often on my way to do school pickup, you know, I'll be listening to a podcast, and because this has happened to me so many times where I've had to like hastily, I'm stabbing at the screen. I'm like, I switch it onto Spotify before I stop. And then, or I just like shut down the whole app.
Just get it gone.
Get the whole app gone. So then it's got nothing to pull from. But yeah, quite often I'll switch it onto Spotify. So I'm like, we've got the music queued.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's really good because there's a whole raft of issues. There's also like if you've been listening to a kids something, then you get back in the car and then that starts playing. And then the kids are like, "Yay!" And I'm like, "No, not this trip. Not this trip. I'm not having it anymore. I can't listen to silly stories for kids for 2 trips in a day. It's just too many times." Yeah, as much as I love silly stories for kids, shout out Samuel Rasmussen or whatever your name is. Great podcast, but
oh my god,
once in a day, sometimes once in a week is enough.
Is plenty. Yeah. I know what you mean. Where Frankie really loves Imagine Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Such a young girl.
That's the one. That's the one. She loves it. And like there's only so much that I can listen to. They're actually very prolific musical artists. They have put out many, 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 many songs, which is great. But I'm just like, hey, do you think we could put it on like Imagine Dragons radio instead of like Imagine Dragons like best of?
Yeah, that's a good, because then we can get that vibe. We can get the vibe of Imagine Dragons, but we don't have to have pure back-to-back.
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons.
It could be a lot worse, to be fair.
Yeah. It could. Well, I mean, I think back to my teenagerhood and fighting with my sister over the radio every single morning when she would drop me off at school when she was old enough. I would want to listen to my FM every morning and she would want to listen to George. Because this is like back in the day. We didn't have Spotify, that wasn't a thing. We had car radios and CD players. And so we'd have big fights every single morning because she was like, I don't like rap. And I was like, I don't like techno. And we'd have massive fights over it.
And your poor parents were like, we don't like either of them.
We don't like either of them. Just get in your own car and play something over there.
Remember when singles would come out?
Yes.
And I remember getting one particular single on cassette tape. And at that time, I was at boarding school in Christchurch, but we lived in Marlborough. And Dad came and picked up me and a friend of mine to drive us back home for the weekend. And we were so obsessed with this one particular song. And I'm going to wait to tell you what that is because it's really going to come crashing down when you hear what it is.
Okay.
We made this poor man listen to this song on repeat. And it wasn't until we got all the way from Christchurch to Kaikoura, so a good 2.5 hours and maybe more, he was like, I can't take it anymore. Matty, the single was Cotton Eye Joe.
No. Oh my God, it would have actually sent him on a downward spiral to madness. Like that is, because that's a horrible song.
That's a shocker. And we just listened to that back to back. All the way.
Oh, God, the poor man. I mean, bless him for giving you that amount of time.
Yeah, when I think back, I was like, that tolerance at that point was extraordinary.
That's
and I was just like, and I think even at the time when he was like, that's it, I can't take it anymore, I was like, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah. We're actually reaching our quota as well. My kids are getting really into Witch Doctor. Like,
what's that?
Bing, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Wow.
I told the witch doctor I wasn't a video,
What a throwback.
I know. It's because we were talking about Jump Jam. And then we were like, oh, check this out, kids. This was a song that we used to jump jam to in the 90s. And then we showed it to them and they really have honed in on it. They love it.
And how do you feel about it?
I wish I hadn't introduced it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, because every time we get in the car, they're like, Witch Doctor one.
What you won't do is introduce them to Cotton Eye Joe.
Too late for that because they're
apologies.
They're on that too. Why do we make these mistakes? Honestly,
I don't know. I had a really cute interaction this morning, Matty. Because
I love cute interactions.
I know, we love that. Well, I was out taking Duchess out in her pushchair, and that does start a conversation when Duchess is in her pushchair. And I was coming home. And I saw this couple like peering into my caravan. I thought, what have we got?
Hello.
Hello. And I thought, are they complaining about where it's parked? Is there a problem here? Or is it trying to break in? Like, what's going on? Like, instantly suspicious. And then you come along, just discover they were the nicest people. They're like, oh, we've got a caravan as well. And they're asking, and they're like, every time we come past, we're like, oh, she's done this, she's done that. I thought, oh my God, they're like,
You're
enthusiasts. I just didn't realize things were being checked on. Like, yes, I know I've only just reset the beds. Okay. Like, it's very public, isn't it? But they were the sweetest people. And then what I realized was that this couple are the couple that I have seen in the area who were pushing their old collie dog around in a pushchair, which is where I got the idea to get a pushchair for Duchess. And whenever I saw them like in passing, I was usually in my car, I'd just be like, oh my God, that is the sweetest thing that,
That's what Duchess needs.
Yeah. And they were just like the way that they cared for their old dog and made sure it still had like a wonderful quality of life and went places and did things. And they just cared for it so beautifully. And that's the couple. And so we had a nice talk about our dogs. But it was just they're just like the sweetest people, so happy. And they're like, yeah, the dog lived till it was 16 and a half. And they'd been offered another dog by someone who noticed how well they looked after theirs. And they're like, no, we actually, we want to travel now, And so they'd gone away in their caravan. They'd spent like 2 months over summer just away in different places and stuff like that. And I was just like, you are just the sweetest.
How good is good old-fashioned human connection? It's just the best.
It was so wholesome.
And don't you think people like that, you just think, man, you guys have got it all, they love their dog and they love traveling together and they love, I just think good for them.
Yeah. And they just had they just had sunshine coming out of their faces. Those people?
Yeah.
And they're just emanating joy and happiness and positivity. And they obviously really like each other, which is always nice.
Oh, well, I've really been down an emotional rabbit hole with reels recently, but I saw a similar thing, this beautiful video of this family with a nonverbal autistic daughter. They were out for a walk, and this old lady was out for a walk to an older lady, and she had stopped to talk to them, and then she was talking to the young girl, the autistic young girl, and she was kind of like mirroring her movements, and she was just kind of like chatting away to her and doing what she was doing with her hands and her body, and she was like, I bet you know so much. And then she was just chatting away to her, and I was like, I'm gonna cry. I'm even gonna cry even thinking about it. Look at that.
I'm too
close to the edge.
No, you are
close to the edge. I can't talk about the old lady communicating with this gorgeous nonverbal girl. It's gonna send me. It's gonna send me. But anyway, it just was such a beautiful thing where I thought, oh God, we can all communicate in our own ways if we're just open. You know what I mean? Like we can communicate in so many different ways. With other human beings that are beyond words, that are just around your energy and your openness to other people, and how important that is.
I know. And we're so disconnected that sometimes I just find those moments in a day, if they happen, are really special. And it's just worth, like, somewhere in the back of my mind was, oh, I've got to get back. I need to like start work. I need to do this, I need to do that. And then I was like, no, I can take 5 minutes and talk to this lovely couple who are fascinated by whatever I've got going on in my caravan on any given day. I
know. All these little micro interactions, they make up what it is to be human. Like there are times where you might, there's a poem.
Are we going to cry?
Potentially. I mean, I may have even read it out on the Bloody Pod.
I feel like you have read out another poem.
Here we go. Kurt Vonnegut?
Yeah.
Vonnegut.
I think it's Vonnegut.
Vonnegut, I think.
So.
Kurt Vonnegut tells his wife he's going out to buy an envelope. Oh, she says, well, you're not a poor man. Why don't you go online and buy 100 envelopes and put them in the closet? And so I pretend not to hear her and go out to get an envelope because I'm going to have a hell of a good time in the process of buying one envelope. I meet a lot of people and see some great-looking babies, and a fire engine goes by, and I give them the thumbs up. And I'll ask a woman what kind of dog that is, and I don't know. The moral of the story is we're here on Earth to fart around. And of course, the computers will do us out of that. And what the computer people don't realize, or they don't care, is we're dancing animals. You know, we love to move around, and it's like we're not supposed to dance at all anymore. Let's all get up and move around a bit right now, or at least dance.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know.
It's cute.
I know.
And it's
just
true.
It just sums it up, doesn't it? That's what we're here to do. We're here to just interact with each other and dance around together and go and do these mundane little things where we meet lots of different characters on the way or have little micro interactions. And that's the beauty of human life.
It is. And that's how you allow moments to happen, you know, that you could never have imagined would have happened, or like funny coincidences, or just beautiful interactions, or whatever, feeling the sun on your face, anything, just like interacting with the world. I love to, as you know, dogs that are extraordinaire. Honestly, all my Instagrammers, if you've been watching my stories, like dog, 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 this dog, that dog, you know.
You got a lot of dogs.
Got a lot of dogs. But it brings me balance as much as possible. And also it also brings lovely interactions, because dogs are a great talking point. And what I love to do is try and find little tracks that I haven't been on before, or I don't know about, or I'm discovering them, or they're not used very often. Just like this, like finding new places to go to have these experiences and little adventures with the dogs. And then inevitably you bump into someone or something happens, and then suddenly there you are interacting with the world, and it's just...
And you're with the dogs, and you're on a new track, and what?
And I'm moving my body, and I'm in nature, and there's trees and stuff. I love a tree.
It's bliss.
It's lovely. Bliss. It's lovely, and it's simple. Some interactions that have been changing, Matty, is like my son is getting more monosyllabic, and I'm like, it's beginning. Are we slipping into the
grunting
territory of adolescence?
Yeah.
So I did find, though, that like the other day, you know, and it's not even like, sometimes the grunts are not even like, you know, I don't like the tone. I mean, I'm not using those words, but like, I don't want to be like, I don't like your tone, but sometimes, Matty, I don't like the tone.
I don't like the tone.
Okay.
Then it feels like they're rolling their eyes with words, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, the other day we got in the car, and because there were some times where I'm like, it's like I'm inconveniencing him with my questions, or, you know, what I'm saying, but it's because I'm trying to do things for him, you know, and get things organized and do things well for him and take care of things. And that's a massive inconvenience. And then like, I could just see us like winding each other up. And then the other day in the car, I did say something about it. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to be like just projecting my annoyance about this onto him. And then I was like, we have a 40-minute car ride together. This is our time. Like, I'm going to make the most of this time.
We're going to
actually ask questions that he will want to answer, and things that he will want to talk about, and like we're gonna make this work. And we got back on the right foot. But man, I don't want to just have a relationship with his eyebrows for the next 5 years or whatever.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, we're entering into that territory. At least you can weather it, knowing that it'll settle down. It will settle down. He's a good kid. You've laid the foundations. He'll settle, you know.
Exactly. It will, and you know, like, it's not like that all of the time. But
there's just little steps.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know, you sometimes stuff like that's happening, and you're like, is it happening? Is this what they talk about? Is this it now? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Soon we're drinking RTDs and.
I don't know that he will. I think he'll be picking us up from parties.
As I said it, I was like, that doesn't feel Alex.
Doesn't sound like him.
Doesn't feel like an RTD kind of dude.
No, he'll be ticking us off for our bad behaviour, no doubt.
If anything, he'll have a dry gin martini. Do you know what I mean?
Like, he'll have something sophisticated.
After a long day. Yeah.
Because he likes it. Because it's a good vintage, like the Robitussin. Now, we released our last podcast was with the very beautiful human Kyle Leyland, and I hope that you've listened to that because, oh my God, what?
When we got off that podcast, both Bean and I said to each other, outstanding human being.
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a guy. So
What a
inspiring on
guy.
so many levels. Not just for donating sperm, but just so much about him.
So much
and
insight.
So much insight and wisdom. I was like, Kyle,
I want to be friends with you.
I want to be friends with you. Well, we've had him on the podcast. We're halfway there. He just started following me on Instagram, actually. So Kyle and I are on our way to friendship.
Well, I'm going to start commenting on his stuff. So
yeah, great. I'm going to start liking his stories. We're going to get amongst it. I'm going to be honest. I am running out of battery on my laptop.
That's okay.
My sister-in-law is living with us at the moment. She's 23, and I am getting it. Like just talking about liking people's stories, I am getting an insight into
you're frozen.
How flirting works these days. Modern flirting is so different. There's a lot of story liking. There's a lot of like that's like the first step is liking someone's story.
Oh.
Or liking something on their Instagram, and that's like a real flirting moment.
Oh.
I'm learning so much about modern Gen Z dating. It's fascinating.
Oh, we may not know that we're being flirted with. We might be being flirted with all the time, and we just had no idea.
I know. Look, I'll be honest. I don't have a lot of Gen Zs liking my stories.
Okay.
I will say that, especially Gen Z guys. That's
sure.
I'm quite light on the ground with that generation.
All right. Maybe not. Well, okay. Well, calm down.
But maybe.
Oh,
anyway,
funny.
listener.
Gosh, well, that reminds me of something that we have to talk about on Totally Untidy. So we will plan that in, not for now, for another time when you have your charger back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know how sometimes I get an apologetic king pop back into my messages?
Yes.
Well, had a doozy, Matty. An absolute doozy. Anyway,
you're like a magnet for apologetic kings.
Or people that make mistakes. All right, the listener comms that we had today, and thank you so much for your interactions. We get messages from you from time to time, and we really, really appreciate it. You know who you are. She says, thanks so much for your most recent episode with Kyle. Sperm donation has touched my life in a positive way, so I thought I'd share. When I was a teenager, my dad donated to a fertility clinic. He worked in the hospital system and was aware that they are always looking for donors. I sometimes wondered what and who ever became of that. I decided to do one of those DNA tests, and I matched up with someone who was a half sibling. We met up, and it was a wonderful experience. He's a lovely man, and I felt an immediate connection. He had the questionnaire, which my dad had filled out at the time. It's given me goosebumps. Under reasons for donating, my dad had put, this is something I can easily do to help someone have a family. We arranged a meeting between me, him, and my dad, and it was a really fun lunch. They chatted like old friends, and when we left, they hugged, and my donor brother said, thanks for giving me life, which made me want to cry.
Oh, stop it. Oh, that's amazing. And if that is not the sign you need to go and jizz in a cup and donate.
I don't know. What else is? I would do it if I could. I can't.
No.
But there's 8% of you listening to this podcast, and you can.
Oh, well, hey, on that note, Bean.
Matty, good luck.
I'm going to run out of battery, and I'm also going to fill this room with furniture. I'm going to get my mattress out of my ensuite, and I'm going to put the bed back together.
Okay. Hey, Matty, you've got this. You're nearly there.
Yeah. One last push, Bean, and it's gonna be ready to go.
Oh, well done.
Hey,
I can't wait to see it.
I hope you're feeling better. Get that Robitussin down you, and
don't you worry.
Not too much of it. Yeah, just
all right.
The recommended amount.
All right. Take care out there. Take care out there, Matty, and take care out there, all of you, with whatever is going on in your life at the moment.
We'll see you guys next week.
Chat to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Untidy. If you enjoyed it, we'd love your support to keep making the show. The best thing you can do to help is subscribe by hitting follow in your podcast app and leaving us a little 5-star review. You can also now watch and subscribe on YouTube and check out how these millennials are keeping up with the cool kids on TikTok and the gram. Lastly, please share this podcast with your mates. It means that we can keep building this supportive community, keep giving you untidy episodes, and just keep doing what we love to do.
Don't forget to check out mybigmoments.com for kids' books that make your tricky job of parenting a whole lot easier. Untidy listeners get a discount at checkout, so just pop in Untidy for 10% off your order. Lastly, we would like to thank all of the good people who make this podcast possible. Flicker Williams and Joe Rocker at My Big Moments for the beautiful artwork and design, Maxine London Creative for editing this episode, and Lana Byrne for creating our social content. And to you, our listeners, Araha Nui, take care. We'll see you soon.